Welcome, everyone, to the platform. I am Drew Hall, and I am joined by two special guests. This is my first time having two separate streams coming in from guests, and they are very special to me. I got to coach both of them, and their sisters, Beth and Katie Giles. So, girls, how are you doing?
Good. Excited to
Good.
be here.
That's
Yes.
I know I'm excited to have y'all on too. So Annabeth is at Birmingham Southern and she is a senior, and Katie is a freshman at South Alabama. And so we were talking before we went on air about classes and all that. Annabeth doesn't have class tomorrow, so she wins. Katie does have class tomorrow, so sorry, Katie, you lost this one. Okay, but love these guys, love their family. Um, so always been really good to me and my kids and my family. So grateful to have you guys on. But let's just start from the beginning. And whoever wants to go first, let's just kind of talk about your testimony and how you came to know Jesus.
Katie, you want me to
Whichever one
go?
wants to go first.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
go.
go first. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll go. So I mean, our testimonies are probably pretty similar because we were like raised in church since we were born, basically, and um, so mom and dad always had us in church, which we're like very thankful for because it's kind of just something that we never like didn't know. So I actually got saved. I was like 5 years old when I got saved, and then got baptized a couple weeks later. And like a lot of times, like that's like, oh, like you're too young to understand. Like you don't even know like what you asked Jesus in your heart for. And like at the time, like I mean, yes, I didn't understand like I mean, I knew I knew I wanted to be saved, but I didn't understand like the like depth of it. But I think that's something that I've just been able to grow in as I've continued to get older, and it's not anything that I necessarily even like have to make another decision about. Like I know that I'm saved. I know in my heart that I've been saved since I asked Jesus in my heart when I was 5 years old, and that's something I can just continue to grow in and to walk in my faith every day.
Yeah, Katie, let me ask you this: when do you think that like you really kind of started taking those steps like towards depth, like you said, like in your faith and understanding more? Do you remember kind of what age that was?
Yeah, probably when I got in like the youth group in like seventh grade, and because we had a really good youth group at our church. So sorry, my roommate just got here.
They can
we
jump
had
in too if they want to. It's cool.
we had a really good youth group at our church, so got really plugged in that, and that was good. And but I mean, even like in like at church camp was always like a really like formative experience for me. So everything through that and like getting plugged in, even in like the children's just kind of helped me build on that. But I would probably say like getting plugged in the youth group.
It's awesome. AB, what about you?
So, like Katie said, we do have really similar testimonies. We were both raised in church, both came to know the Lord at a very young age. I can one up her again, though. On top of not having class tomorrow, I was saved when I was 4. If it, but no, seriously, same thing. My youth group at church and just my church as a whole is what really shaped my faith and my walk with the Lord. I feel like I would be totally a different person without that. And just echoing off everything Katie said, like my parents really had everything to do with like me coming to know the Lord. And as we got older, and we would go to like church camps and see like people just have these like life changing testimonies. I can't speak for Katie, but it was always like, well, like I don't have some life changing testimony. Like my testimony is not convicting. Like it's not like it may not resonate. But that doesn't matter. Like it's mine, and like I'm the person I am today because of it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think you both are right. Although I do think your testimony does resonate with a lot more people than you think. Because I know a lot of people, especially where we're from, um, in the Bible Belt. A lot of people go to vacation Bible schools and all that in the summer, and that's where a lot of people come to know Jesus at a very young age. But I love you too, and I can't express how much I love y'all. That Annabeth actually just one upped you on the year of salvation. That is pretty good right there, AB. Like I love that. And listen, I got to tell this story. When I was helping coach AB her senior year, that was always a joke. She'd always say, "Oh, I introduced myself as Katie Giles' sister." So the fact that you threw that one up there, that's pretty good, AB. I like that one a lot. Okay, well, you've talked about them a little bit. Let's talk about mom and dad. I know they would kind of be a role model for you, but is there anybody else that fits in that mold that was kind of like a spiritual role model or somebody you looked up to in the faith?
I can go first, but Katie probably has the same answer. Um, my youth pastor, Tyler Armstrong, I don't know if you know him. He moved to Texas and now he lives in Muscle Shoals, so I don't know if he'll hear this or not. But he played a huge part in my, like, not my salvation, but just my growth. Just because, like, when you're in those, like, years in high school, like, you don't always want to talk to your parents about just things in your life. And so him and his wife would always be the people that I could go to and I could confide in, just like when I was going through things. And that's just like the group that I just like grew so much with, like, in my faith. So he's the first one that comes to mind for me.
Tyler's a good dude. I like him a lot.
I know.
Yeah, I would have the same answer. I would have said the same thing. So
Now, was he your youth pastor all the way through high school?
He was. I don't remember. He might have gotten to 12th Street when I was going into 7th grade, I think. So I think I had him all like 6 years of youth ministry.
Okay. Katie, was it the same for you? Like, did you have him the whole way through?
we moved, I think it was moved churches to Meadowbrook like halfway through my sophomore year. So I just had him 7th through like half of 10th grade. And then at Meadowbrook, Matt Fike was the youth pastor. And I didn't get like involved quite as quickly there, but really started to like get more involved a little bit, like more over my senior year. And so that was good. He played a good role, was super supportive. And then his wife Kelly Fike and Tina Nemi, she was another one of my life group leaders. They were also played a huge role, and they were my life group leaders junior and senior year, so they played a good role in my life.
I love how you guys said that, like, it wasn't just a youth pastor, but it was a youth pastor's wife too. But AB, you said it great when you said, like, you just kind of need somebody other than your parents to talk to every now and then. And so I'm hoping, anybody that's still in middle school, high school that's listening to this, get plugged into a youth group. I know I'm biased because I'm a youth pastor, but it does help you grow. But you do need those people that circle around you that you can lean on. And sometimes it's hard to lean on mom and dads because we still got to be mom and dad, no matter what. So that's important. But I'm so, that's awesome that you guys have had that many people around you. And like I said, we could go on and on about mom and dad. But if anybody knows Mr. Giles and Miss Giles, you know the kind of people they are. So I'm sure they've probably been that same role model, not just for you, but for other kids as well.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. So we've talked about testimony and kind of, people we look up to in the faith. Let's talk about some of the ways that following Jesus has helped you guys in high school and in college. Katie, I know this is just first semester, but just some of the ways that relationship has been able to help you through some things or with some things.
Katie, you can go first.
Yeah, I mean, it's important just to like keep it as a priority, and like in college it's a lot more difficult just cuz like you're on your own, you're responsible for yourself. Like at home, I mean, it's like we just go to church every Sunday, like it's part of the routine, and then I'm in a new place, new people, having to find something else. And so I've been thankful I've been able to get plugged in church, and then have got plugged into a Bible study. So that's been really good. But it's just, I mean, just the importance of it is like you have to have that like guiding your like every day. Like you can't just keep it a priority, and you have to keep it a priority in your life, and to know that like that's what your identity is. Your identity is nothing else. Your identity is not your academics, not your athletics. It's only found in who you are in Christ, and just to keep that as a priority will help you like get through whatever you're going through. That everything else is like so much smaller in comparison.
That's 100% right. What Bible study have you got plugged into at South?
There's a group called like Campus Outreach,
Yep.
and they are doing like a Greek Bible study with like the sororities on campus, and so I've been going to that, and it like once a week.
Okay. So now, Katie, did you do sorority this time too?
Yes, I did.
All right. What'd you get in? You got to give them a
I'm
shout.
in I'm in FIMU.
All
I
right.
didn't I didn't like formally go through recruitment, but like I got a COB like after rush, so I got in FIMU.
Okay. Well, congrats. And AB, you did Greek life too, right?
I did.
Okay. Are you FIMU too, or
I'm not FAMU. I'm an AOPI.
AOPI? Okay, I got you. Listen, when we were in school back in the day, Gina was a Zeta, so no
Oh,
Greek life, all that. So it's kind of cool that y'all are getting both sides, the Greek life side, but also the athletic side um, as well. But AB, let's kind of ask you the same question too. Like, how has following Jesus helped you high school, college?
I think it's really helped just like in staying true to who you are. I feel like navigating the transition to college is super difficult if you like I couldn't have done it, without the Lord. It's just like there's so many things to just like you can just like lose who you are and just like forget where you come from and like what makes you you and just like gaining so much independence and like learning how to manage your time on your own and like finding new people. Like those things you have at home don't come with you, so it's like you're left to find all of that yourself. And but like you're not if you have the Lord, so it's like you're really just like just thrown out there like to do it on your own. And like I couldn't have done it by myself for sure. So it's just helped me just like navigate everything and like find my people and find my place and just in like all aspects of like campus. So
Now, like, so both of you, do you think it's, you do have a lot more freedom. You both touched on that, being more independent, especially when you get to college. Katie, you said not as much of a routine. Um, like, I know that can be harder because you can fill that gap with so much other stuff. But have you guys found it kind of easier too sometimes to say, okay, well, hey, I need to read my Bible, or I need to get away with the Lord. Having that extra free time, like, oh, I can carve it in at 1 o'clock after class, or something like that. Compared to high school, when you're there 7:30 to 3.
I find I like don't have free time a lot just being an athlete as well as if I don't make time for it, it's something that would for sure get pushed to the side. It's like I wake up early. I'm training for a half marathon right now, so I'm like up early running every day. And Katie runs every day anyways. So we're both very disciplined, I would say, and so that helps in making like it's something you have to make time for. It's not something that can just be like, well, when I have a free second in my day, I'm gonna do it because then it will never get done. It'll just
Yeah.
like anything else, it'll be the first thing to like go. Like I have to consistently wake up and do it every day.
Gotcha. What about you, Katie?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I more have to like make a spot in my schedule. Like I try to like do it like before bed each night, or like I'll do it like when I get back from class in the afternoon or something, because if I just try to say, "Oh, I'll do it like whenever I get a chance," like then I'm going to be tired and I'm going to forget, and then I'll just like get in bed, and like it like she said, it'll be the first thing to go.
Yeah.
Not out of like intention, just more out of like a busy schedule like.
It happens. Like, I like to tell the kids, and me and Gina talk about it all the time. It's just like life happens, and something comes up and you start doing something, and then you go to lay down and you go, oh man, I didn't read my Bible today, or I didn't spend some time in prayer. So y'all are right. It is usually the first thing to go. But that, I'm glad y'all said that because a lot of people think that they're the only ones. That they're the only ones struggling to find that time, or they're the ones when life happens, it gets busy. So to hear from other people too that hey, everybody's struggling with that, I know it'll definitely help a lot of people. But let's ask the flip side of that question. How has it been hard following Jesus, high school and college?
I feel like similar answer. Like there's so many distractions, um, so many just always so much going on. I mean, I kind of feel like I have like, or maybe I answered this question the first time, just like not that they're like enticing, but there's just so much going on. Like it is hard to make time, and like you are surrounded by like new people and like new temptations that you just did not have before, and like new freedom. And so like not that there's a lot of peer pressure, but it's like your friends are doing this or like doing this and you want to go, but like maybe you don't need to, or like just but you want to like those are your friends. So it's just like it's hard, but I think like also what I had already said, just staying true to yourself and knowing who you are and knowing where your identity is, makes it navigable.
That's good. What about you, Katie?
Yeah, I mean, just the distractions. There's a lot, like, um, and I mean, I don't know, maybe I just like am always tired, but like, I mean, like I come in from class and I'm tired, I want to take a nap, and then, like Sunday mornings I have practice, and like we go early, and like my coach like understands that like because that's a really good thing like on my team like there's several girls who like go to church, so I'm like very thankful that that's a very comfortable environment um to like talk about faith and everything. But we have early practice, so like sometimes that's like hard to like get up, make myself go to church when I get back because I have to get ready quick, and sometimes I just want to like get back in bed. And then I mean everything else, there's like class, and like you always feel like you have homework, and then you're always busy. Like you can always find a reason to like not get in your Bible or not like go to church or like get in the Word or anything. But it's just another thing of like having to make it a priority and having to get it in your schedule.
That, you know, like you guys touched on that really well. One thing that I remember from college was that if you wanted to be around people that were following Jesus, that was a whole lot harder to find than people who were trying to live for themselves or the world. And so I know, it was a longer time ago, but high school and middle school, that's still the same thing. Um, but I think it was Annabeth, you said, trying to stay true to yourself and who you are. I think that's so important, knowing who you are in the Lord, and growing up in that faith kind of helps you make those decisions to stay closer to Him. Girls, you guys have been awesome. I'm going to close it with this. I always like to share the gospel at the end for anybody who hasn't made the decision like you two. Um, the biggest thing is you have to realize your sin, and our sin separates us from God. And so once you realize that and realize that we don't have a way back on our own, you know that we need help. And that's what God gave us in Jesus. And He came and lived a life that, Katie and Annabeth and I or nobody, could. He lived a perfect life. And then He died for us. And then the cool thing about that is not only did He pay our price on the cross, but He beat what we couldn't beat by getting up. So if anybody wants to explore Christianity or make a decision, there will be a website at the bottom. It's the4.fca.org. You can go there and it walks you through the steps, and then you can fill out a little connect card, and hopefully somebody from FCA will reach out to you, get you plugged in with an FCA group or a church group wherever you're at, and hopefully send you a Bible as well. And that way you can follow what Annabeth and Katie are walking in right now, living for the Lord and going to class, or not going to class, as Annabeth's not going to class tomorrow. But doing all those things But the main thing is always walking with Jesus in every step. So, girls, I can't thank y'all enough. I love you both to death. I know I told y'all that, in school all the time too. And kids still roll their eyes at me when I tell them Coach Hall loves them, but it's okay. They learn it. But thank you guys so much for taking some time out to hang out with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.